There he is. Welcome everybody to the show.
Welcome. I want to ask Dave Imparato something. Dave, did you learn something? That's an inside joke between him and I. I hope
Apparently.
You know what's going on.
You had to be there.
So Artie, man, you tell us what we're talking about tonight.
Oh, tonight we're going to talk about reviewers and reviews, wargame reviewers and reviews. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
So who's doing good reviews? Who's not doing reviews? Who's doing bad reviews? I don't know. Well, I don't really do reviews. I've done 2 reviews, one of which is a movie. So, and the other which is probably not a war game.
Art, how come you don't do reviews, man?
Because doing reviews require, in my opinion, to do a proper review, I need to play the game like 3 or 4 times, and I play a lot of big games that I might not play Case Blue 3 times in my lifetime, right? So I don't feel I'm well positioned to do that, to do a review and call it a review, unless I've put in that playtime. Now, if it's a game that takes 2 hours to play, I could probably swing it, right? Which is why I felt comfortable doing it with Stellar Horizons, because we played that a bunch. But a lot of my playtime is sucked up by big games that we, maybe we'll play once again in 10 years, right?
I mean, seriously, who plays Case Blue more than twice?
I don't know. I mean, remember that Case Blue is not necessarily quite the project. I mean, it's a project, right? But it's maybe not quite as big as you think it is. It's possible to play Case Blue on a 4-map footprint, right? If you're just playing the Case Blue part of it.
And how long are we talking about?
Oh, it's still
months.
Dozens of hours at minimum. Even if you're playing just the Case Blue Caucasus campaign part of it, let alone if you add the Stalingrad part, that takes quite a bit longer. I mean, we probably put in 50 hours already into Blitzkrieg Legend this game, but we've played that 3 times now. So it's a big game. It's like 2.5 maps, but we've played that 3 times now. So
now, Gary, when you're playing a game like that 3 times, okay, 3 times you get the gist of the game, especially with your experience. But let me ask you, are you, after the first play, when you guys are setting up for a second play, are you actually thinking out different strategies, better strategies, what you did wrong, or you're just playing the game? So
when we've done Blitzkrieg Legend, which again, this is our 3rd pass at it, I've only played the German side in that. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking of this is I want to approach this particular operation differently. I want to target these particular objectives differently than I targeted last time. I want to run this particular campaign differently than I ran it last time. That's absolutely right. Attention to forward planning is super important in a lot of the games that we play. So yeah, I absolutely want to improve my play. To what extent I'm successful is another story. So when you're thinking that way, are you having fun or you're just competing? No, I'm not much of a competitive player. That's why I don't do tournaments. So no, it's not about that for me. It's about sharpening my own play so that I can do better rather than trying to beat the other guy. I'm not a very competitive player. So you play against yourself. Well, I mean, we have players, but we're not. It's not like there's money on the table, right? I mean, we're not playing for money or big trophies or any of that. So we're playing because I'm hanging out with people that I kind of like to hang out with and shooting the shit with them and playing and incidentally trying to get better at the game. All right, man. Look, let's get back on topic, eh? The harder side to play in Blitzkrieg Legend is the German side, not the Allied side. For
okay, well, look, Achilles says something here.
That's a really good question, and I think it's that my interest lies in that maneuver, which is often best highlighted at an operational scale. And I think, and I've been kind of moving in and out on this position for a while now, and we've mentioned it here on this show and on my show, that I kind of feel like monster wargaming is a little bit of its own hobby, separate to some extent from the rest of wargaming, because the player expectations are different. The expectation is not, hey, we're going to wrap this up in 3 to 5 hours or whatever, or a day or whatever it is. The expectation is that we're going to play it this week, and then next week we're going to come back and play it some more. And then the next week after that, we're going to come back and play it some more. And when we're done, we'll set this or something similar up and play it again. So my background in role-playing games, where the expectation is that there will be a continuous rolling game that's a single game, is the norm, I think feeds into my comfort level with big war games in general.
I hope I can put this in words, what I'm thinking of here. You know, usually games, like the situation is already set for you, right? The German lines are here, the Russian lines are there. So is there any game, monster game, detailed simulation? Well, now you can't call it a simulation if it doesn't simulate what it did.
Well, that's a separate question. What's your actual question?
Forget it. Doesn't make any sense anymore.
Oh,
it's stupid.
Probably not, but okay.
Yeah, I'm in a stupid mode today. I did stupid stuff, man.
Henry Sikorsky, yeah, I'd call Red Barricades a Stalingrad game. I'd say if I wanted to play a Stalingrad game about Stalingrad, that's what I would choose to play.
Red Barricades.
Yeah. Well, or what's it called now? Red Factories.
But why wouldn't you play Simonich 41 or something?
Because that's not about Stalingrad. Stalingrad's just a point on the map.
Yeah, you're right. But doesn't he have Stalingrad 41?
It's 42, but
whatever.
No, it's Stalingrad 42 is essentially Case Blue with a different system and a different scale. It's the sort of it's basically Case Blue, yeah. But I mean, Stalingrad's just the objective, right? You've got to manage all this other operational stuff in Stalingrad 42. It's a great game, but it's not. I don't think the topic of the game is Stalingrad. The title is Stalingrad.
You know,
Turning Point Stalingrad's supposed to be really good. I have never played it.
MMP?
Avalon Hill.
That's an old game, man.
Yeah, it's pretty old,
and it still holds up.
So people think it does. Yeah. Again, I haven't played it, so I can't personally vouch for that. But it's all those Area Impulse games are still real popular.
You know, I'm trying to get Mark Simonich to do an interview, and he's a tough cookie.
Apparently, that's what I hear. He's hard to get.
I know.
He's afraid the camera's going to capture his soul or something like that.
Hey, don't lie. I mean, even whatever. Yeah, they made a movie about that. What was it called?
About whatever?
No, about capturing your soul. The camera will capture the soul. It was called. Starts with a V or a Y. Or
I vaguely remember that, but I'm not sure I ever saw it.
Well, whatever. Okay, let's get back to reviews and reviews and reviewers. You don't watch reviewers, right?
No, I watch plenty of reviewers, but a lot of the bigger reviewers do other content or, well, so let's talk about Marco for a minute to address one of the elephants in the room. So Marco starts out as Marco Wargamer and does a lot of work, not exclusively even at the beginning, I think, but does a lot of wargame content. And then he turns into Marco Omnigamer and does not very much war game content. Every once in a while he does a war game, and I'll watch his video if it's about war game. I watched something from him just a couple days ago, and I can't remember what it was. Recent release, but like a
Tarawa. Wasn't it Tarawa?
No, it wasn't Tarawa.
And another a sub question to the question of reviewers: as we get older, do we get softer? Huh?
Who? We or the reviewers? Oh, Red Flag Over Paris. That's what I watched his review of. No, I think Marco's a tougher reviewer now than he used to. To take Marco as an example, I think Marco's a tougher reviewer now than he used to be, if anything. But I'm saying that as from a wargamer perspective, and Marco does, 2% or whatever it is, wargaming content now.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I feel like that.
Well,
I have no interest in his game, his review of Gorinto, for example, which came out a couple days ago. I don't know what Gorinto is. I know I'm not interested in it.
Well, he reviews a lot of Worthington because Worthington probably sends him a lot of
yeah.
And you know what? He's ace on Worthington, man. So he's coming from a different perspective. He's not coming from the perspective of maybe you type thing. He's coming from the perspective of what does this game offer, I guess, the general public.
And another thing, regardless of his other color commentary, I do think Marco does at least occasionally review games negatively, right? Where he says, hey, this game doesn't really work that well. And that's rare. That's always been a little bit rare, because the state of criticism inside gaming in general and the wargaming hobby is pretty dire. There's like very few like legitimate. He's one of the few people I'd consider a legitimate critic inside, inside wargaming, to whatever extent Marco is still inside wargaming, for example. Calandale, somebody else who will negatively review something. And those are the two people that I probably watch regularly. I mean, there's reviews on BGG too that get posted, but I don't pay much attention to that.
Now talking about negative reviews in wargaming, not many people do negative reviews, and I know why a lot of reviewers don't do negative reviews is because, first of all, why would they want to play a game they're not into at all? Why would you want to review a game that really sucked for you? So it's like
that's exactly it. So one of the people that was kind of infamous in wargaming for negative reviews was Richard Berg. Berg's review of games, right? He had his own
that was brutal.
Periodical, right? But without dissecting any specific review, I'm not convinced Richard Berg played some of those games. Whereas I never have that question about a review from Calandale or Marco or the Player's Aid. But you're absolutely right about the reason why we don't see more negative reviews is because in order to do a fair review, I have to play it 2, 3, 4 times. And if I friggin' hate it, then I'm not going to play it 2, 3, or 4 times, which means I'm not going to review it.
No.
So,
and there was a point here. Hold on a second. Calandale. Okay. Now Calandale is a respected reviewer because he speaks his mind.
Yeah. He will cock the rules up from time to time. That's fair too.
He's not an idiot, except when look, his review of games is one thing and it's well respected. His other stuff that he puts up on the channel, that's neither here nor there.
So here's another thing though about criticism that a lot of people who consume reviews don't understand. The purpose of the review is not to tell you whether you should like the game or not, or whatever it is, game, movie, music, whatever it is.
Right.
That's incidental. You should pick up on that. But if so, it's because you know the reviewer. Presumably the reviewer is doing a good job communicating what the thing is about to you. And you're taking that information and saying, okay, if Roger Ebert said this movie was a complete turd, but I'm familiar with Roger Ebert as a reviewer, I can take that information and say, but I would probably like it.
That's right.
Right? It's not that my opinion is supposed to match theirs. Now, do some, including Ebert, for example, did occasionally just like completely lambaste a film without much quality analysis of it. But reading closely into Roger Ebert's reviews is something that taught me that. That's real criticism right there. And that's something that we don't have in gaming anywhere, actually. Well, I don't want to say anywhere, but it's rare. And even rarer are people who are good at it.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Player's Aid. You know, as rinky-dink as these guys make themselves out to be, they know war games, man.
Yeah, they're legitimately playing this stuff too.
No, that's
So,
right. They are.
Custer61, Wayne Hansen gave himself. So Wayne's another YouTuber, right? If you don't know, I gave a bad review of Double Boats and was temporarily kicked off a Facebook group. Okay, so Wayne didn't give a bad review to Double Boats. Well, that's not why he got kicked out. He got kicked out for throwing it in the trash. And doing a stunt review. So, which is, Wayne's prerogative to do, to try and get attention. And he did get a lot of attention from that. And eventually all those unhappy people got rolled back. The difficulty with that situation was that the game designer, who was a first-time game designer, by the way, got into it with Wayne on a forum or BGG or someplace like that. And no designer exits that conversation looking like anything but an asshole. So it was a bad move on the game designer's part to have engaged with Wayne in that way, but it was also a stunt of Wayne's to throw the game in the garbage can at the end of the review.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's tongue in cheek there. He didn't like the game, so he pulled. Tom Vassell did that once with
all war games. Yes,
no, with a Monopoly game called Redneck Monopoly or something. He threw it off his roof or whatever. He burnt it. But,
okay.
But
I am vaguely aware of his work.
But Wayne Hansen, he always prefaces his review by saying, "My opinion."
Of course it is. But what I'm gonna let's say I watch a review that Wayne does, right? There is no wargame equivalent of Siskel and Ebert, and that's kind of that is a problem. It's not a world ending catastrophe.
That should be good. Someone should do that.
Well, we could talk about a specific game. I mean, we pick a topic every week and we sometimes stick to it for more than 10 seconds. We could talk about a specific game and why it's garbage, for example. I wouldn't object to that, but we'd have to have common ground too, as far as games that we've both played, which probably is a smaller Venn diagram than
you're way above me in that. Forget it.
So,
look. So yeah, Imparato says this. All right.
Yeah, for reasons that that you and I just explained, is that we're not motivated to do a review of a bad game. It's not that we don't want to review the game or say that it's bad, but we don't want to say here is a review which suggests that we've put all this work into analyzing the game systems and so forth. When we really just didn't like it and we didn't put that work in. I'm not going to then turn that into a review, right? And some people have, right, in the history of criticism that has happened. I'm not aware that anybody on YouTube is doing that right now. Let me put it that way. But that's why I tend not to do reviews, because I don't want to put myself in the position of either having to grind through some turd that I can't stand, or do a half-ass job of it. So.
And the reason why there's a lot of positive reviews is, first of all, this war game community. What are we, 20 strong, for God's sake, man? We all know each other. We all know how much work is involved, even though it sucks, that the game sucks. We know how much work was put in there. So give it a few, I don't know, give it a year or two and then talk to the designer, and the designer will agree with you, as Ted Racer would agree with you with some of his games that sucked.
It's possible. I can't think of a Ted Racer game that I think aggressively sucked, to be honest about it.
On an interview I did, he was not proud of certain games he's done. He didn't even want to mention it.
I'll have to go back and watch that interview then, because that's very curious. I've been at least pretty pleased to very pleased with every Ted Racer game I've played.
Well,
so
I mean, you know what? The guy's an artist, and he'll argue that fact with you. He will, but I mean, he's too close to the product to argue. Shut up.
So a couple things on numbers, right? First of all, the Players Aid have 13,000 subscribers now, so take that as your metric. But at the same time, there's an amazing information gap in a lot of places in this hobby. So somebody on Facebook mentions in one of the Facebook wargaming groups today, oh, hey, I just ordered this Pacific War from GMT. Can't wait to get it. And then somebody else comes back and says, what do you mean Pacific War? Where did you get that old game? He had no idea. This other person had no idea that GMT was coming back out. Like,
well, how
in a
often
couple
does he
of weeks.
peruse GMT's
Well,
website?
that's exactly what I'm saying. We got a guy who's like, he manages to be on Facebook, but he's somehow completely disconnected from all of the Wargamer information channels, including apparently the Wargame Facebook group, and just has no idea of where the hobby's at or what's happening. So there, and I feel like there's I see a lot of that, but I don't know that that's specific to wargaming either. I mean, I see that in RPGs, I see that in video games. Now, you could do, if anybody's familiar with I don't know that he started on YouTube, a guy named Yahtzee Croshaw, who basically made a living off of giving bad reviews to video games. So it's possible to do that as your shtick.
Yeah, well, so what? Any game that he reviews is bad, or is it really a bad review?
No, in many cases they're brilliant games. Then he just tears them to pieces. Just torn to pieces. Anyway.
So it's a shtick. Yeah, like you
said.
said.
Yeah, well, it is. But I mean, if I tried to do that, I would be a dick. So I don't want to do that. So.
Yeah. Someone mentioned Kevin. Kevin from Board. My God, I forget his Kevin Sharp.
Okay.
Board. What's his website?
Big Board Gaming.
Oh, Big Board Gaming. Yeah.
Confusingly, there's another thing named Big Board Gaming, which is the guy that does the bigger expanded maps of various big games.
No, I don't know. But Kevin is not shy. Everybody knows he's very opinionated, and but does he hold back, this guy?
Kevin?
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure about that?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't really watch anymore. So
it was much more so in the past. This guy was lambasting a lot of games. Now, not as much, man.
Maybe that's what I've missed. That's possible.
You know, and I mean, he's got his own opinion. You know, he can say what he wants. It's his channel.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, somebody asked, Custer61 asks, do we think that free games from producers have an effect on reviews? Okay, so no, I don't. One reason why is the phenomenon we already talked about. But there's also the other thing is that free product is a lot rarer than people think. Some people have this idea that everybody that's doing, I mean, we've already said how few people are doing reviews in at least the video sphere. And a lot of that stuff is not just handouts from publishers, right? I'll occasionally get stuff. I know the Player's Aid occasionally gets stuff. I think Kev has gotten a piece or two.
No, I get stuff, man.
And you get stuff. Well, yeah, but you're huge.
No, I don't even.
But you're not a review. You're not a reviewer either.
No, so. I get stuff because I asked them, hey, can you please send me this, or can you please send me that? The Player's Aid get reviews, get review copies. Obviously, they have 15,000 subscribers.
The point is that's pretty uncommon in our hobby. There's a lot of publishers that just will not even entertain the idea of giving out press copies. And of the people that maybe get some handouts, the Player's Aid are the only ones I could think of that actually does reviews. So,
and you know what? How does it not affect people? You know what? It does. It does affect people because it's a gift. And let's say I'm thinking about me. I'm the type of guy. If I receive a gift, I'm not gonna trash. Oh my God, this gift was a piece of shit. You're an asshole for giving it to me. So at the Player's Aid, I know the guys, I met them. They're the same type of guys. They're not going to trash it, but listen to the way they word what they say. Okay? That's important because they'll say, you know, it wasn't my favorite game, this and that. They're telling you something there.
Maybe, but the point is that it's not that those people don't appreciate it. It's that, you know, generally speaking, folks are transparent about what they got given out and what they got, you know, what was a publisher giveaway and what was not. And I'll you know, if I got something from Compass, for example, I'll tell you, I got an unboxing of Imperial Tide coming tomorrow, and that was you know, comped by Compass. But I say that in the video, right? So as long as people are transparent about it, I don't see the harm in it.
No, but I mean, look.
And is it weighting their opinions? I suppose it is. If you like, if you get a copy and end up not liking it, so you don't review it. I mean, you are de facto communicating an opinion in that, right?
Yeah, but hold on. I know the chief, Bart Bruncheon, who does reviews on Bonding with Board Games, okay? And he does reviews of games that he's played and that he enjoys and understands. And he told me once that there was one game and he tried for like a week, 2 weeks, and then he said, screw this, man. I'm not into this game. And he called the company and said, look, I'm offering to send you back the game because I just can't get into your game. And basically he said it was a piece of shit game.
Okay.
So I don't know what the company did, but you see, so the integrity of a reviewer, he called the company back and said, I'm going to send you back the game because I ain't going to do a review on your game. It's a piece of crap.
Okay. I'd be curious to know what the company's reaction was to that. I'd be curious to know what company, but if we're not saying that, then
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Okay. I figured you might not. Bart might know.
Bart knows. But maybe we should have him on one day.
Yeah. But Brian Gash says, what publisher wouldn't send to the players aid? No negative, no risk for publisher, valid business model for the time they invest. Some companies disagree. Some prominent publishers in the wargaming hobby disagree with that. That they believe that no press copies should be handed out, and in fact, they're super stingy with playtest copies.
No, I think that's not good.
So.
Not because I want games, because I got a shitload of games, and trust me, I don't think I've played 6 games out of the 1,000 I have. I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying, and I know one company, and you know what, they changed their habits, and I'm going to mention the company because they did change their habits.
That could happen.
It was Compass Games. Compass Games didn't want to give squat to nobody. Mm-hmm. When I say give, they're not giving. You're advertising for them, man.
You're welcome, America.
15,000 people. Mm-hmm. They ain't 15,000 people in war games, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, and now Bill, the owner, actually said it. I made a mistake. Mm-hmm. And look at Compass Games today, man.
Well, you're welcome. So I'm pretty sure I was at the forefront of that decision process.
Well, he doesn't send me shit. He hates my guts.
You just got to show up at your convention and be polite and stuff at his convention.
I am polite. Look at me.
You could have come to Compass Expo and got 50% off all their games. It was glorious.
Crap. You know what?
I came home with like 15 games.
You know, I've got something to say about that, okay?
Not quite.
50% off. Okay, let's say I was a reviewer, okay? And I needed material for my channel, right? Because that's what it is as a reviewer. Now, as a company, you want to have to... It's free advertising, man, because how much does a game cost you? A game's going to cost you at the most $10. Let's say 15.
I'm not, Dan, I'm not arguing with you.
Okay. Let's say $15. Now, $15 of advertisement. Look, you cheap bastard. $15. What the hell's the matter with you? Go put it out in the New York Times. First of all, you're not going to get anything, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? $15.
So,
yeah.
As somebody, this is actually an interesting point. As somebody in the content creation area, okay, there's basically 2 kinds of games that you want do content on. As if you're after hits, right? There's also what you like, and that's a big factor too. But you want to do games that are popular, and you want to do games that are hot, and they're not always the same, right? So when I started doing, what blew my channel up was probably Paths of Glory, which was at the time, and I think it still is, in the top 5 war games on BGG. It's very popular, has been pretty much continuously in print from GMT basically the whole time, but it was not new, right? And most publishers are not in the habit of sending out review copies that are old stuff, right? They want to keep the product moving.
They want their new stuff to sell.
They're not trying to fish for backlist sales. They want the new stuff to get its attention. And then hopefully something that comes out this year will be like the next Paths of Glory, right? So
MMP does. MMP sent me something once, and then they found out that I don't do reviews, but I showcase their games and I talk about the game, and then they're totally disregarding my emails.
Well, they've sent me one thing too, and it, took a lot of conversation for that to happen. So,
and Artie, going back to
I'm not going to get into if we want to have a show about MMP's business model and why they don't print enough copies, blah, 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 we can do that. But the fact is that you and I and whoever's making commentary, does that seem to be those seem to be accurate statements? Yeah. But we also don't know what the internal situation is. We don't know what the cash flow looks like. There's a lot of variables that determine how big print runs can be. We don't know how much warehouse space they have. So I can't second guess that stuff.
I remember speaking to Mark Walker, okay? And Mark Walker is basically, believe it or not, a print on demand type of guy. He has no inventory. So I remember I asked him, Mark, can you send me this game, that, this, that, this and that, and whatever, and a bottle of scotch. And he said, what the hell, man? I don't have any inventory. Look at that. So basically, he doesn't have any games. Maybe MMP is the same way. They're not everybody's like GMT. But wait, hold on a second. I want to go back to the majority of the people, and I'm going to say 99.9% understand what putting together a YouTube channel, like when we do stuff like this is fun stuff. This is live. But when you do pre-recorded stuff, man, hey, you're putting time into that. And I'm talking about time, not a little bit of time.
Ooh.
Time that you could spend with your wife in the morning in bed type thing. I'm exaggerating, but and the soft, you gotta buy the goddamn software for that. What are you gonna get? The cheap software?
You can't even get video editing software for free anymore.
Well, hold on. I heard that DaVinci is free.
Maybe. Well, maybe you can now, but for a while, Windows Movie Maker was the thing because it was free and everybody had it, and then they stopped supporting it, so you couldn't get it anymore.
And so I'm hearing less and less people bitching about, man, he got the game for free, because I think people are understanding now. First of all, he got the game for free. The son of a bitch is working for that game. And what? Does he want that game, first of all? Or does she want that game? I don't know. But whatever.
Well, that's a good point too. I could vouch for. So I'm working on these OCS videos, right? I have about a third of the finished video, and I've put about 12 hours into it so far.
12 hours, man.
Yep. For 5 minutes of video.
You know what? Even half of your salary that you're making right now, if you can get that, you'd be very happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but you know what? 12 hours. That's 12 hours that you could have spent with your honey, even though she doesn't want to spend time with you. Type of thing.
No, she's
working. Doesn't matter.
Probably still working right now at 8 p.m.
Well, see, you're both geeks.
Yeah. Well. So, but I mean, yeah, it's a lot of time too.
It's a lot of time.
If you look at it as a hours spent type of thing, then it's not going to be worth anybody's time, right?
Oh, yeah, but
so you have to be doing it because you like doing it.
Exactly.
Is what Henry's going after.
Yes, we enjoy. I'm just making Henry. I'm creating an argument for argument's sake, because trust me, if I didn't like it, I just started a new YouTube channel, which I wanted to tell you, but I've even forgotten how to start a YouTube channel. It's been so long. But anyways, and it's about pipe smoking. Yes, pipes, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new renaissance.
He is an enthusiast now.
You know, and yes, and I enjoy doing it. Well, you think I'm going to make money? First of all, they can't even send me a tin of tobacco. You know why? I tried. I said, hey, you want to do something? Send me one tin every episode I do, maybe once a month. Sometimes a tin is $9. And they said they can't because it's against the law.
From the U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to advertise tobacco. And that's basically advertising tobacco. But I can talk about tobacco. Maybe I'm wording it wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, that sort of makes sense if you're calling that a marketing expense. There might be other pump producers that view it differently. I don't know. But
yeah, no.
I mean, there's a reason why I do a lot of live content now, actually, is because it requires not zero prep, but total prep for each week's stream is usually about 30 minutes. As opposed to, 12 hours
of videos, man. You're like 5 videos a week or something like that, man.
No, but I have over 800 videos on the channel now.
Bloody hell.
That's a thing that happened a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, really? Jesus. So
no, well, look, I don't do a video a week. I used to do a lot more interviews, but now I got a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. It was very easy for me to do tons more content when I was unemployed.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And
even the unboxing videos, which you might think are very straightforward to do, are not. I mean, they literally take 20 to 40 minutes to do each. Right, because I have to sit there and put the pieces in the editor, and then I have to watch the video and take out, I farted on camera, I got to take that out. I had to clear my throat here, I got to take that out. I dropped the dice on the floor. This happens in almost every one. Requires some level of I got to take out.
There's work involved.
I said something stupid, and I got to had to redo it. So it's not no time. Even to do pretty low impact content, and I consider that low impact content. That's why I do a lot of it.
I mean, I consider my stuff low impact content.
Oh no!
Look, hold on a second. There's some guys that I watch, man, who have like, let's say, 50,000 subscribers. The professionalism of these guys, holy Jesus, what's going on?
But they probably have like a professional per person doing the video editing or the whatever.
I don't know about that.
I'm just doing it all myself.
Yeah, I'm doing it all myself too. I tried to have my wife get into it, but she told me to go F myself. But
I've actually thought about having my wife do some voiceover stuff, but I haven't like found the right thing for her to do that with. So she's a former actress,
Well, yeah, man.
So she could do like a really good voiceover if I asked her to.
Yeah.
I just haven't found where that would be appropriate.
She's not into getting into the channel at all.
No, she is very she does not get the wargame thing. But she plays games. She streams on her own and
she does. Okay.
Yeah. Video games.
She's not shy.
Oh no.
Okay. No. Because I know a lot of actors. I know a lot of actors and actresses who are deadly, grossly shy.
No, she's like super outgoing.
Okay, good.
So,
but anyways, game reviewers. We had Marco. We spoke about Kevin, and these are all respected people.
Sure,
I respect all these people. Player's Aid, KilRoyWasHere, that SOB. Wait till I get in touch with that guy.
KilRoy is here.
He's been ghosting me, man.
He's right here.
I don't know where the hell he is. Anyways,
but
KilRoy, the wealth of information this guy has, the amount of games this guy's got, the wealth of information is unbelievable.
I watch his content.
It's look, he does light stuff right now. He's doing Coffee with KilRoy. Look through a catalog. Hey, you know what? I watch pipe videos where there's a guy, he does this. Yeah. Nice.
Is that guy from whatever? I know the guy you're talking about. I found the guy you were talking about, by the way.
I'll watch that video because I'm relaxing, man. I'm relaxed. So Kilroy doing coffee with it. It means coffee. Do coffee. Have a coffee. Watch the goddamn whatever with him. Bloody hell. Oh, look at that. I've been ghosting him. I saw your email yesterday, Kilroy. I couldn't answer it.
You son of a bitch.
Hey, look, I'm hyperactive, man. God damn it. Who else? You know what? Hexes and soldiers. What's his face?
Hexes and soldiers.
AJ Toynbee, Jason Cruz. That guy's into miniatures right now, and like it's serious. He's a nice guy.
It's so sad. I know.
Well, you don't like miniatures, eh?
No, I don't like miniatures.
That's why. Well, some people like miniatures. Who else? Who else, man? There's Mo. Mo now. I think
Mo doesn't do a lot of reviews though. Mo does a lot of like walkthroughs and things like that.
Well, he's doing a lot of reviews for Compass. I think he's connected with Compass right now.
He is connected with Compass, but and he's in fact their like head of digital, whatever they're calling him. But he's basically helping organize their vassal module program.
Okay, so he's getting paid for the gig. Good for him, man.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, he's getting paid for the gig. Give me a break.
So
the guy ain't that dummy. And I mean, David Heinel works for Lock and Load.
Yeah, well, he works with Lock and Load. Like again,
he works for Lock
honestly, I kind of doubt either of these guys are getting paid, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
You're wrong.
So,
and I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. I'm saying good for him, man.
You know, I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't, you know, I've expressed my admiration for Lock and Load as a company and as a publisher many times. I just wish I liked their games.
Well, look, if you don't like their games, that's it.
It's not that I think their games are bad. It's that they don't make games. They don't make games for me.
That's all.
So I wish they would make games for me because I'd like to buy them.
Tactical guy. So why are you even talking?
That's the problem. They have an operational game in the pipeline. It's been in the pipeline for like 3 years now, and I told him I'd buy. Dave, I'll buy this. Whatever. Trial Strings.
There he is. You're doing a good job, OG. You're doing a good job. And actually, you know, OG, when your game comes out there, we got to talk about it. So we got to do an interview type thing. You know what? That's what.
So Gilbert Collins, I don't know if I'd say Gilbert Collins is doing reviews either, but he certainly gives you a pretty nice analysis of games that he covers. And in the same sense that I just talked about, where, you know, I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with any particular position that Gilbert might have on any particular game, but watching Gilbert's stuff, it's real it's not a review. He usually says this isn't a review.
It's a showcasing.
But he is giving me that information that I need, having watched kind of a lot of Gilbert's videos at this point, to figure out whether I would like the game or not.
That's right. That's right.
This game is super fussy and obviously designed for accountants. Oh, I'd like that. That sounds great.
And it's funny how you're trying to emulate his voice.
I'm not at all.
I heard that.
Not at all. He has a little nasal.
Of course, he's a fellow paisan. He lives in Ontario. It's cold here, so you got to keep your nostrils close. You know what I mean?
Apparently.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I mean, this guy's another grognard, Artie.
Mm-hmm. Barsh Rules does do really, really great tutorials.
Excellent.
Excellent tutorials.
Tends
not to be super hardcore into war games, but he's done a lot of tutorials on lightish war games.
You know, Wise Guy?
Nathan Wise Guy History. Yeah, I've had him on my show.
Where is he from?
Australia.
Okay. And he does, man, at 1 week he put out like 5 videos about 2 hours long each.
Mm-hmm.
Is this guy rich or what?
No, he's a school teacher. I think he's like a high school teacher.
Oh, okay, so he's COVIDed too then.
I don't understand.
He's home.
Oh, that maybe. I don't know what they're doing in Australia right now. That's possible. He may also have like a big flood of content during the summer whenever they take their breaks too. That's also plausible. So
Who else in reviews, man? Who else have we missed? I know Gimpy. Gimpy's very opinionated. He says it. He knows it. And he doesn't give two poops. It's his channel.
It's his channel.
It's his channel. And he'll tell you, it's my channel. You don't like it, get lost.
He can do whatever he wants on his channel. And I agree with him.
And I mean, he's not a bad guy. He gives good reviews on games that he likes. He'll tell you a game. Like,
well, doing a review is not the same thing as having an opinion. I mean, I've got opinions all over the place, right? But I don't like to do reviews because review implies a sort of formality of that process of having an opinion that says you are now going to proceed to back up that opinion with this analysis that requires a potentially large time investment to achieve. So yeah, there's plenty of people with strong opinions in this hobby. Almost everybody we've mentioned has pretty strong opinions, but not all of them are doing reviews.
Well, I mean, even the person,
but some of them, like I said, it's an interesting space to talk about because some of them, even though they're not doing reviews, are still critics. They're offering criticism in the sense of not that criticism is negative, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, but that they're giving you insights into the stuff that they're talking about. ID Jester and Rough Swordsman both do great content.
Yes, they do. And you know what? They should have more subscribers than they have. And ID Jester will give you his opinion.
Oh, he's yet another belligerent Ohioan. Except he left and moved to Florida because it's nice. It's really not nicer there. I'd rather live in Ohio than Florida.
Oh, the discriminating gamer. Yeah, I like Cody, Dr. Cody.
Yeah, but he doesn't do. He does a lot of stuff of games I'm not into. So, which is why I didn't think of him. He does do good stuff though.
You know what? Calandale is the master. Look, if he's the master, then we're in trouble. I'll tell you.
Well, he's think about the number of reviews that dude has.
No, I know. Look, the guy's he's a brain,
mm-hmm. And the vast majority of which have been, pretty core war games too.
But I mean, Calandale. The thing is that if Calandale was the only guy doing reviews, I'm gonna say it again, we're in trouble. We have to have many, many, many people doing reviews of the same game so we can base our opinion, or we can whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? You know something? Claude Debussy used to be a reviewer. Ha!
Okay.
Yeah, and he lambasted Ravel. Ha!
Okay.
Like, are you kidding me? Ravel is like Mr. Orchestration, man. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever.
So, yeah, I mean, Gilbert Collins is doing I've always liked Gilbert's content. Kilroy's doing good content. I got to kind of be in the mood to watch Calandale's videos, to be honest.
Well, of course.
But I will happily devour even these super long marathon playthrough videos that he does sometimes.
Yeah, the playthrough videos. Because when he goes on his rant, I mean, he just had one, sex toys. I didn't watch it. I just saw.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean.
There are other websites we can go to for information on that. I'm not going to get my information from Calvin. No offense, Enrico.
So I mean, I watched the one where he was basically, for lack of a better word, venting when his wife passed. And that was very sad, man. I mean,
yeah.
And I watched it. I gave him that respect, and I felt for the guy, man, And then I tried to help him, and he told me to go fuck myself.
Well,
and that's Calandale.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got his own
thing, man.
So I'm not going to begrudge anybody just who feels like just leave me alone.
Yeah. Right? So you know what? I respected that. Okay, I'll leave you alone. No problem, man.
Yeah. Homo Ludens does have a lot of great content, but unfortunately, a lot of it is in French.
That guy's an animal. He's my favorite Frenchman.
Is your favorite He's my favorite Frenchman who lives in England. It's so bad.
His game just came out. His game just came out. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Red Flag over Paris.
Yeah, but you're not that type of a guy.
No, but I was interested in the topic. So I picked it up.
It's a Frenchy topic. Who
I
cares?
ordered it. Yeah, it happens in France, but you know who else was French? Napoleon. So, and in fact, Napoleon was around. It's just the other Napoleon. Napoleon.
Hold on a second, Artie. You're gonna be standing. You're gonna be sitting corrected right here. Napoleon was an Italian.
Napoleon was, well, he was Corsican, but that he was, you know, born a French citizen. Born a citizen of France.
Christ, man, Napoleon was a Frenchman. Give me a break.
Yeah, just to say without the, I think STUKAJOE's real genius is in the playthrough stuff.
Yeah,
I think nobody would argue with that. Nobody has ever done playthrough content like STUKAJOE has done playthrough content.
All the planets align when this guy does stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know. And you know what? What Stigler, that rat. That guy hates solo players. He's gonna say
he hates everybody.
You know,
he hates decision games. I don't know why. The products are so awesome all the time. flawless publisher. Right there.
Oh man.
So Calandale does keep his personal content separate from the gaming content, and that's good. I just don't do that online. You don't see the personal stuff from me. I'll occasionally post something on Twitter or something like that. But
and I'll tell you, you know, Artie.
Generally, I feel like people. I'm really boring, actually, and I feel like people are not tuning in to see how boring I am.
Well, I'll tell you something, Artie. You pay $100 to go see a therapist once a week. Calandale does it for free, and he has 7,000 therapists watching him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of subscribers. He's been doing this forever, and he's got so much review content. You literally, you'll never. You could start watching Calandale review content right now, and you'll never literally catch up.
No.
So.
No.
And of course, we all love Grog of the Year, Jim Owczarski.
You know, that guy doesn't receive enough press or whatever. This guy will talk. And
Jim's great. Jim's a friend of mine. I mean, Jim does great stuff. I think he's Jim is probably going to be mad at me for saying this, but I think Jim's audience is limited by the format that he does content in. I think he's doing all those like fiddly little miniature games that nobody's heard of unless you're like in the weeds of the world of miniatures already. And I think that's limiting the size of the people interested in his audience. I feel like he'd be getting more attention if he did stuff like old SPI quad games and stuff like that.
Hey, how busy is this?
Which guy? He has done. Oh, he's super busy. Super busy.
Christ. Is it because he's hyperactive that he's super busy, or is he super busy?
No, he's super busy. He's like a city official with the city of Milwaukee. So he's like legitimately super busy.
Oh,
and
man.
I think he occasionally has to run for re-election. So
really?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think so.
You know, to sit down and have a beer with this guy, I wouldn't say a word. I would just listen to him. I would just say, "Hey, Jim, Napoleon."
Oh, you could totally do that. Just ask him whether he thinks purple is the appropriate color for Prussians.
I'm listening.
You will get at least an hour.
And I would love it. I would love it. I got to get in touch with the guy. Let me get it. I have to try.
So,
well.
So there are some some channels that started out as wargaming channels and now have like little they always seem to have attractive women in the screenshots now, and they hardly ever do wargaming content anymore, and I'm about to unsubscribe from them. So that is a thing that happens.
I love some of these people, man.
So I'm not boring on when I start talking about gaming, but like in my like actual life, I'm fairly boring.
Remember Fushigi TV?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I think I'm still subscribed to her. I don't know if she's done much content.
She had a kid and that's it. It's over.
Both Chewy, Matt, and Lonesome Gamer still do content, just not very often. There was a guy who did, and I'm trying to remember this guy's name. There was a guy who did content about No Retreat, the Italian Front. This is specifically, he did a whole series on No Retreat, the Italian Front. And I don't remember why he took a lot of crap and he pulled his entire channel down. And I always felt that was too bad because I thought he was doing good content, whoever that was.
There was also Flying Solo with what's her name? I forget. But yeah, Fushigi TV, The Lonesome Gamer. Also, no, The Lonesome Gamer still puts content out. That's what
he puts out something new not too long ago.
There was the Midnight Gamer,
and Chewy Matt has done stuff relatively recently too. The Late Night Gamer, yeah, he was also very good.
He really was very good, content. Man. Yeah,
I'm not sure I've seen anything from him in a while.
Yeah, Beyond Solitaire.
She's all over the place.
She intimidates me, this woman. I think her up.
That's completely reasonable, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
The incredibly accomplished Liz Davidson, who runs Beyond Solitaire and does the Beyond Solitaire podcast. I feel like her podcast is absolutely first class podcast.
I mean,
as good as anything you're going to see anywhere. The YouTube channel is good too. Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
No, seriously, she's going to make Condoleezza Rice look like a moron.
Well, she's got a doctorate. She's a Latin teacher. So
what does she know about Latin? I'm Italian.
So
no, man, she's intimidating as an intellect. Holy cow! And plus, she's got a strong personality, and
I'd agree with that too. But she's who's the knitting needle? Who's the lady with the knitting needles? What's the channel name? Because I'm thinking Geek Gamers is the channel name, and I think that's not.
Oh,
right.
You're talking about Gigi of Geek Gamers. She used to do war games all the time, but now she's into RPGs, man.
Yeah, she did some war games, but she's done a lot of RPG stuff lately. I'm still subscribed to her.
Yeah,
her channel's doing very well. She's done a lot of really, really strong content, but a lot of which is digressed from wargaming at this point. John Logshaw, you watch Catherine of Sky?
Who's that?
She's a video game YouTuber.
What about that German chick?
She still does content too. I can't remember the channel.
With cats. She's cats.
Yeah, Chits and Cats. She still does content too, but she is also mostly transitioned to RPG stuff.
And I think it's only German now, if I'm not mistaken. No?
Maybe that's possible. I know she's German, so
yeah.
I also have watched. I mean, over on the video game channel, I also have watched some Catherine of Sky content.
So, I don't even know that. I'm gonna have to check her out.
She's she's way bigger than the entire wargaming hobby. I'm not even kidding. Hold on a second.
What I mean,
I want to say she's got like 100,000+ subscribers.
Holy cow!
Yeah, she's got 158,000 subscribers. She doesn't care about us anymore.
No,
but she does do good content. If you're into video games, and they do a lot of like buildy video games, things like Factorio and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, so, 150,000, your big stuff.
I'll tell you, my wife is actually in that community, in the community. And
what's that again?
Of the Catherine of Sky. She's got her own Discord and multiple YouTube channels and runs a bunch of games, and there's been a bunch of spin-off channels and stuff like that. So,
well, good for her, man. Oh, there's Heavy Cardboard.
There's so it's good call to mention them. They do good. He does really good content. Edward, I've actually met him in person. He had no idea who I was. But he does really good content too. He does some wargaming content.
Some wargaming, yeah.
Hilariously, his shtick is heavy games, right? But the war games he plays are all relatively medium games.
Well, didn't he play War in the Pacific with Mark Herman, for God's sake?
Empire of the Sun?
Was it Empire of the Sun?
It wasn't War in the Pacific.
No, it was Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun. On his channel, I think he played Empire of the Sun.
Oh, he might have, yeah.
So I mean, that's no rinky dink.
He's got no. That's a very sophisticated game.
Anyways, we're past our time, Marty. I don't want to hear this anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow. This actually was very... Oh, Solo McLaughlin. That's it.
Solo McLaughlin.
She used to do war games before, man, and she's into RPGs now. She had a great voice. Yeah, I liked her. And
Okay.
Rodney Smith, obviously, yeah.
And Rodney Smith, yeah, we're good. You know, I think Rodney just had his appendix out, so we all wish Rodney a speedy recovery on that.
And you know, Rodney Smith started off as a war gamer. One of his first war games was Ambush.
I didn't know that because I've never seen that Rodney has taken any interest in war games.
Anyways,
so
okay, people, thank you very much. This was a very heated thing. I'm sweating.
Look at him. Look at him go. Comes directly from work, directly to here to give you fine folks this fine entertainment.
And Artie, next week it's at your house?
Correct. And remember, we're 7:30 p.m. on Tuesdays now. So we'll be here Tuesday. On Traveler Tuesday. Traveler in the morning, this show in the evening.
Is that what you're doing? Oh, you did that this morning?
I did that today, yeah, because I got about 6 Traveler videos in the can.
You know, we got to talk about that.
We could talk about that.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because I want to know more, and it seems very interesting, and it's like, you know.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. So, people, thank you very much, Artie. Thanks, man.
All right. Oh, and don't forget the Armchair Dragoons digital convention, which does start Friday. So check out the Armchair Dragoons website on that. We forgot to mention it. But Armchair Dragoons, whole bunch of stuff. My events, which the OCS boot camp, which is at 8 p.m. on Friday, is sold out. But you'll be able to watch it live on my channel and, watch it later on my channel. So,
and Grognard of the Year is coming up. I'm trying to put it together, but please.
There you go. So, vote for Grognard of the Year.
Ciao, baby.
Everybody have a good night.